community is proudly supported by Blizzard Entertainment, Raider.io, Zygor Guides, Gamer Advantage, Glitch Energy, Streamlabs, and is proud to support our partnered charity, Safe in Our World.
If you like Mythic Plus, you'll love Raider.io's two newest features, the Auto Route Creator and the Mythic Plus Replay System, both available for free to everyone right now. Try out the Auto Route Creator to generate your own routes from any live-tracked key on the leaderboards, or test your team's mettle against pros, guildies, your friends, or your own personal bests by starting a replay alongside your real-time run with the Mythic Plus Replay System. Get your hands on both features for free right now on our website and let us know what you think. Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
Power level your characters, make lots of gold, and accomplish more in World of Warcraft with Zygor Guides. Our guides are unique in that they use a custom guide viewer add-on to display things right inside the game. Every guide is presented in an easy-to-follow, step-by-step format that tells you exactly where to go, who to talk to, which quests to accept, how to complete quest objectives, and more, all in the most efficient manner to get more done in less time. Since the guides are in-game, they can dynamically detect your progress, update in real time, and automatically skip forward as you complete steps. Finding your way around couldn't be easier thanks to our custom waypoint arrow that works like an in-game GPS, generating the fastest directions to your next location, factoring in every method of travel including flight paths, items, portals, and more. You'll no longer find yourself wondering where to go or what to do next ever again. The guides also include numerous additional features to speed things up even more, like auto-accepting and turning in quests, highlighting the best quest rewards, notifying you when you have new gear upgrades, pointing where you need to fly to on your map, auto-selling gray items, and more. We offer guides for virtually every aspect of the game, including leveling, dungeons, dailies, professions, collectibles, and achievements. Discover all the latest content with our new Featured section, which showcases all the new guides added in every patch and expansion with detailed explanations on how it all works. Or search our entire collection to find a guide for almost anything you want to do. All of our guides have been fully updated for Dragonflight, and new content is being added all the time. Sign up for Zygor Elite and gain instant access to our full suite of guides for both retail and classic WoW for one low monthly fee. As part of Zygor Elite, you'll receive ongoing weekly updates for new patches, future expansions, and seasonal events, as well as general fixes and improvements to make sure all content stays current and well optimized for any changes Blizzard makes. Take your gaming to the next level with Zygor Guides.
Who took the bomb?
See you later.
My visions are not the same as the others. No radiance. No song. Just the shadow taunting me from below. The fate of our world rests upon the edge of a knife. And our battle lies deep within.
The new year has come and gone, and what a great year it's been for Raider.io. Now is the perfect time to stop, reflect, and appreciate what we accomplished in 2023. I got the tool for you then. Introducing Raider.io's Auto Route Creator. Simply choose a replay and start to watch how your run differs in real time. The Great Push is back! For the
Now, Bellblade. This is a very common habit Demon Hunter kills. You're walking away from the boss.
Yeah, I'm Ace Eric with Raider.io, and I'm here to bring you the key points and updates, the key points and updates, the key points and updates of the last 24 hours of the Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible Race to World First.
46 cents to support Make-A-Wish International.
The time has come yet again.
That makes this matchup so difficult for Zico is not the Sotagius King.
There we go! Just like that, the final key is complete.
Тому що потім треба буде повертатися всією командою в кімнату.
Also, controversial opinion. Does ketchup go on steak?
I can't really...
Hello everybody, let me know if you can hear me okay, and we'll get started. Fantastic, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So, brilliant, thank you. Hello everybody, welcome on in. I'm glad to be here this evening. Not nervous at all. Anywho, so yeah, hi guys, welcome to the Race to World Worst Dungeon Lore stream. I am your host Halvey, and I'll be taking you on an intellectual journey over the next 2 hours. we'll learn about the various dungeons that we're going to use in Season 3 of Race to World Worst, and why they're really important to the overall lore we see inside World of Warcraft. If you're new to all this and you're thinking, who the heck is Starship and who is this person talking? I'll explain. As previously mentioned, I'm Talvi, and I am part of the operations team here at Starship. We're a cross-factional community that loves running casual content, structured content, silly stuff, as well as really awesome events like this. We're honestly the community that loves to do it all, and if you'd love to be part of this too, then I suggest hitting the link in the chat to find out more. This is your excuse now, mods, to post a link. Thank you. So lore is, there you go, fantastic. It's like I control them. So lore is really one of my favourite things to talk about in game. I have a whole library of books just on the matter. Oh, is it? No? It shouldn't be. Let me just double check that it isn't. Because I can't hear my own mic because I don't have it set up. Maybe it's just you. Ah, that might be what it is. Yeah, I've got the stream muted as well, so I can't. That's fine. Brilliant. Thank you. I'll continue. Thanks, guys. So lore is one of my favourite things to talk about in game. I have a whole library of books just on the matter. I'm not afraid to say that I proper geek out about it. I also run the social media for Starship, so if you've seen any of our posts on either Twitter, X, or Facebook, there's a high chance that I've created one of them. I'm just having a little bit of technical difficulties. Sorry about this. Why is it doing that? I forgot to click loop. There we go. Apologies. You know, not done this for a while, so. But less about me. Let's get back to talking about the matter at hand. Let's learn more about Northrend. But why Northrend, I hear you say? As this is Season 3, we started Race to World Worst all the way back in vanilla, looking at the dungeons of Azeroth, such as Dead Mines. Then in Season 2, we looked at Burning Crusade expansions and the shattered Fellpot landscape of Outland. And now, here in Season 3, we're off to the very ice-covered lands of Northrend, which, as we know, is part of the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. Brace yourselves for dungeons such as Gundrak and Utgard Keep, where we'll be seeing both Viking and Voodoo themes alike. Dungeons are really an important part of World of Warcraft and a complex part of the history that makes up Azeroth. Many of the dungeons that we find upon the frozen landscape of Northrend have stories of their own, usually involving certain races or classes. In this lore stream today, we'll learn more about these characters and as to why they are important. In Season 3 Race to World Worst, we have 4 Northrend-based dungeons. These are as follows: the Nexus, Arnkahet, the Old Kingdom, Gundrak, and Utgard Keep. As a collective, many other dungeons were discussed, but these were the ones that were chosen. Thankfully for me, they're also some of the more interesting ones to talk about, as we get to hear about one of my favourite races, the Nerubians. So to take us on this journey, I shall introduce you to my in-game version of myself. This is Talvi. Here we go. Talvi's just landed. So here we have Talvi. Oh, there we go. Here she is. She is a night elf mage. Say hello, Talvi. I'll let Talvi take it from here then. Hello. I'm Talvi. welcome to Caldera. You may know it as the place in Borean Tundra that sits under a giant bubble. And you'd be correct. These arcane shields are quite something, aren't they? We are here today to talk about dungeon lore, and we have landed here in Caldera to talk about the Nexus. As you may well know, it's over in that direction. You see all of this here? That is part of the Nexus. We'll go over there in just a second. I have really fond memories of being here. I came here not too long ago after completing my training in Suramar. The Nexus is usually associated with the human race and the Kirin Tor, so being a Night Elf mage, I can't say that I was really welcomed here. But I was fascinated in the Blue Dragonflight and their connection to arcane magic. I myself am a frost mage, but I have dabbled before in the arcane. I just prefer things frozen to things that explode in a cloud of sparkles. If you will allow an old elf a moment of nostalgia, I shall quickly talk about the War of the Ancients. I was a teenager and discovering my love of the arcane. I still remember turning a rabbit into a plant. Unfortunately, it was my sister's rabbit, and I had to say that it ran away as I couldn't figure out how to turn it back. I sadly lost my sister during that same war, and those memories will live with me forever. During the War of the Ancients, Malagos and his Dragonflight attempted to stop Neltharion from gaining power from the Demon Soul artifact. You may know him better as Deathwing. But don't worry, there's no need to be scared. Remember, we've dispatched of him too. However, Deathwing annihilated most of the Blue Dragonflight using this very artifact, and Malagos, with his tail tucked between his legs, slumped off to Northrend and to the very place where we stand today. The grief he experienced from the destruction of the Dragonflight and the belief that a once close friend could do that greatly saddened him, and it drove him insane. Malagos, the leader of the Blue Dragonflight, slowly regained his sanity after many a millennia, mainly down to the help of the Aspect of Life, who we also know as Alex Strasser. During his time holed up in Northrend, he discovered that magic users across the entirety of Azeroth had been running amok and using their powers irresponsibly. He had decided that all mortal races were a threat towards the stability of Azeroth and should be destroyed. This was particularly pointed towards the Kirin Tor. The Kirin Tor, upon discovering this, magically uprooted their city Dalaran from the Hillsbrad foothills in the Eastern Kingdoms to Crystal Song Forest in Northrend, and now it floated. How fun! I have been. It is really quite the novelty to visit a floating city. But first, we're back to Caldera in the Nexus, so we're just going to go pop over there right now. If you'll excuse my very strange floating moose mount, I have no idea why I keep summoning this mount. It is a very odd one, isn't it? But here we are. Here's the Nexus. So that portal down there takes us to the Nexus. In a minute, we'll walk through it. This is a place important within Northrend and the history of the Blue Dragonflight. A place where Malagos gathered all arcane energy during the Nexus War to use for his own nefarious deeds. This war was short, but unfortunately brutal, which happened alongside the constant battles of the Lich King himself. Goodness, I cannot hate a person more. What Arthas did to his people, it tears me in two, as I cannot think of doing such a thing. My family and my friends are the world to me, even if I was shunned for being a mage from Night Elfin society. That never turned my heart to ice, and especially never created such a deep hatred inside me. But I am meandering in my thoughts. You're not here to listen to some old mage wither on about their past. So here we are inside of the Nexus. As we go through the dungeon, we will talk about it in more detail. So after Sephiron was defeated in the Dread Citadel Naxxramas, the key to the focusing iris was found, and Alexstrasza proceeded to imbue it with her power. She knew... Oh. Are we having an ad break? Oh, that's annoying. I'll continue once you've done that. I was in character then. Right. There we go. It says now that the ad break has ended, so we'll continue. After Sephiron was defeated in the Dread Citadel Naxxramas, the key to the focusing iris was found, and Alexstrasza proceeded to imbue it with her power. She knew well that this would coax Malygos out of hiding and give her the best chance to defeat him. With the combined powers of the remainder of the Kirin Tor, the Wyrmrest Accord, the Alliance, and the Horde, they were able to defeat Malygos, and so the Nexus War came to an end. With the leader of the Blue Dragonflight deceased, and the rest of the Dragonflight thought to be either dead or otherwise, the future for the Dragonflight looked poor at best. Some members of the Kirin Tor thought it best to align with the leader of the Blue Dragonflight, betraying many of their brethren. These then were transformed by Malygos to become the dreaded Mage Hunters, those that hunt down mortals like myself with the power of magic. It's dangerous, even me being here still to this day, as they lurk around corners. There's even some inside of here, so please tread lightly, as otherwise you may become a pile of dust. We're just going to move on to Grand Magus Telestra, who I will discuss when we get there, but we've just got to get there first. So if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to run down this corridor and here we go. We can see some mage slayers here, so it truly is quite trivial when you can just hit them and they don't really do anything. For some reason I thought I'd missed one then. It's apparent that I have not. Pressing the wrong button. So here we go. Here you can see some mage hunters that I've just mentioned. And here we have Grand Magus Telestra. So you'll find characters such as Grand Magus Telestra that we have here. And as we go through the dungeon, we'll also find characters such as Anomalous and Ulmarok the Tree Shaper. These three all guard the dragon Keristraza. We will talk about Keristraza when we get to her, but she is a red dragon. Why, you may ask? Why is there a red dragon inside a palace basically dedicated to the blue dragon flight? I wondered myself. Then I consulted my tomes and I found out, and I've got some interesting things to tell you. So we're just going to move down that way. We'll kill her first. Get rid of her. Rid of all these dreaded mage hunters before they turn me into a pile of dust. There we go. There's really no point in me doing all of these because at the end of the day, there's just no point. Many hands make light work, I believe the saying is. And there we go. That's Anomalous. So that's now 2 out of 3 gone that guard the red dragon. So now we just need to go and find Ulmarok the Tree Shaper. And I forgot about that bit because I almost just plunged to my death, which I did there. This is proof, ladies and gentlemen, that not even this mage knows where she's going half of the time. How dreadful. I have been through this dungeon many times, and I believed up until now I could have done it with my eyes closed. Well, clearly you can't teach this old dog new tricks because it still manages to plunge itself off a cliff, so... Thankfully, we don't need to go back up there. But the amount of times that I have run through this dungeon, I am honestly surprised that I have managed to do that. There we go. We'll get rid of those out of my way. And now we're going to come to Ormarok the Tree Shaper, who is effectively a rather large tree. And here we have Ormarok the Tree Shaper. And once I kill him, we will be able to access the red dragon herself. So this red dragon is called Keristraza. Keristraza helped Alexstrasza in the Nexus War. And of course, in the Nexus War, Malygos was defeated, as we all know. So you can understand why Keristraza is somewhat here. So this dragon is being held hostage by these three due to her being the main boss of the dungeon, and she's madder than a hatter. She's currently frozen, but once I activate all of these orbs, she will wake up. Keristraza is part of the Red Dragonflight, as you can see, and helped Alexstrasza in the Nexus War, luring Malygos' consort Saragossa to her death. In return, Malygos forced Keristraza to be his replacement consort and branded her body with runes. Ow! Unfortunately, the only way to relieve her of her maddening behaviour is sadly to kill her. But yes, you can see these runes that have been put on her body. It's a sad story, especially at the end of a dungeon, but sometimes it truly is for the best. From the outside, the Nexus looks a bit like a castle. Sure, it's a rather odd shaped pointy castle, but you'd be correct. currently lost and I'm trying to find my way out. I think that's it. There we go. I think. Have I just come the wrong way? Quite possibly. Ah. So as we leave the Nexus, as previously mentioned, it's spiky, it's icy, doesn't look much like a castle. But before the war, it was a fortress, but not one that we would think of in a regular manner. A combination of ice caverns, arcane energy, and floating land stacks. It is both unusual and magnificent in presence. I mean, I wouldn't want to live here. I prefer a nice bed to sleep in and a bookcase to store my tombs. But the blue dragonflight seemed to very much love it. Ah, is that it then, Talvi? Does anybody have any questions? Is the Nexus all arcane magic? For the most part, yes. Majority of the blue dragonflight is based on arcane magic. So therefore, with it being the castle, or the fortress in this case, of the blue dragonflight, it is mainly arcane based, yes. So she cannot be cleansed. The dragon? Sadly, no. No, she... When those runes were put onto her body, they were very much a permanent fixture. And this created almost a mutated version of the red dragonflight. Not as a whole, of course, but just as one dragon. And very much in the sense of when Malagos went mad, or when Neltharion went mad, there was no other way to save them but to kill them. So, unfortunately, this is the sad end of Keristraza. Thank you. Yes, the Nexus is the point where they dragged all the ley lines to Azeroth, which is the core of the arcane powers. This is actually something that I missed out. And this is just generally for time constraints, because I could have probably done a whole stream about the Nexus War. I found so much about it. But, of course, we've got other dungeons to talk about. Oh. It appears that I've got some mail. Oh, you do, Telvi? Okay. Shall we open it? I'll summon my very clever little gnome friend who will bring me the post. There she is. How's it going? Salutations, how can I help you? Well, I'd like to check my mail, please, gnome friend. Urgent action required. I wonder what this could be. Dear valued customer, we need to urgently speak to you about your account at Dalaran City Bank. please attend a meeting as soon as possible in the Dalaran underbelly, where we conduct all of our official meetings. Your presence is urgently needed. If you do not attend urgently, your account will be removed together with any funds that you may hold with us. Do not worry, this is the real Dalaran City Bank and not a scam, as you can tell by this official signature. Regards, trustworthy, not a rogue. I have received so many of these mails in the past, and it gets ridiculous. I struggle to understand who is finding my email address and how they're getting to me, but I should probably attend to this anyway. So I'm going to be needed elsewhere, so I shouldn't be too long. Kirin Tor business calls. So unfortunately, Talvi's had to leave us, and that was unexpected. But I guess she is a very busy mage after all. Hopefully, she won't be taking too long. But if Talvi has to disappear for a bit, maybe this is a good time for a break. Let's stretch our legs, get something to drink, and we'll carry on in a few minutes, because next we're off to Dragonblight. We'll see you then.
The Starship World of Warcraft community is proudly supported by Blizzard Entertainment, Raider.io, Zygor Guides, Gamer Advantage, Glitch Energy, Streamlabs, and is proud to support our partnered charity, Safe in Our World.
If you like Mythic Plus, you'll love Raider.io's two newest features, the Auto Route Creator and the Mythic Plus Replay System, both available for free to everyone right now. Try out the Auto Route Creator to generate your own routes from any live-tracked key on the leaderboards, or test your team's mettle against pros, guildies, your friends, or your own personal bests by starting a replay alongside your real-time run with the Mythic Plus Replay System. Get your hands on both features for free right now on our website and let us know what you think. Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
Power level your characters, make lots of gold, and accomplish more in World of Warcraft with Zygor Guides. Our guides are unique in that they use a custom guide viewer add-on to display things right inside the game. Every guide is presented in an easy-to-follow, step-by-step format that tells you exactly where to go, who to talk to, which quests to accept, how to complete quest objectives, and more, all in the most efficient manner to get more done in less time. Since the guides are in-game, they can dynamically detect your progress, update in real time, and automatically skip forward as you complete steps. Finding your way around couldn't be easier thanks to our custom waypoint arrow that works like an in-game GPS, generating the fastest directions to your next location, factoring in every method of travel including flight paths, items, portals, and more. You'll no longer find yourself wondering where to go or what to do next ever again. The guides also include numerous additional features to speed things up even more, like auto-accepting and turning in quests, highlighting the best quest rewards, notifying you when you have new gear upgrades, pointing where you need to fly to on your map, auto-selling gray items, and more. We offer guides for virtually every aspect of the game, including leveling, dungeons, dailies, professions, collectibles, and achievements. Discover all the latest content with our new Featured section, which showcases all the new guides added in every patch and expansion with detailed explanations on how it all works. Or search our entire collection to find a guide for almost anything you want to do. All of our guides have been fully updated for Dragonflight, and new content is being added all the time. Sign up for Zygor Elite and gain instant access to our full suite of guides for both retail and classic WoW for one low monthly fee. As part of Zygor Elite, you'll receive ongoing weekly updates for new patches, future expansions, and seasonal events, as well as general fixes and improvements to make sure all content stays current and well optimized for any changes Blizzard makes. Take your gaming to the next level with Zygor Guides.
Who took the bomb?
See you later.
My visions are not the same as the others. No radiance, no song. Just the shadow taunting me from below. The fate of our world rests upon the edge of a knife. And our battle lies deep within.
The new year has come and gone, and what a great year it's been for Raider.io. Now is the perfect time to stop, reflect, and appreciate what we accomplished in 2020.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed all your breaks. If you've visited any of my streams in the past, you'll know that I always enjoy a good cup of Earl Grey during my lore talks. I don't have my camera turned on today, but I can assure you that my mug is in the shape of a red Murloc mug. Let's see if Talvi has finished with her business in Dalaran, and if we can continue on with our lore discussions. Oh yes. Talvi. It's good to see you again. Oh, that is a very interesting outfit. Ah, yes. Hello. I had to stop at Dalaran and decided to pick up something new to wear whilst I was there. I am so glad that you approve of my clothing choices. Only the best for a mage like myself. Besides, the temperature has dropped suddenly and I am certainly feeling the cold. Considering we were just in Caldara, Dragonblight certainly feels like there is a stronger nip in the air. No worries, we shall continue. Please be careful where you walk. You don't want to fall into the pit of Narjun, which is currently where we are standing. This large hole in this area of Dragonblight leads to Ajol Narub, the kingdom of the Nerubians. These are an insectoid race very important to the history of Northrend, and unfortunately deeply connected to the Scourge, that one race that no one in this part of Azeroth particularly likes. After the War of the Akir, the race moved to the frozen north. Unfortunately, being close to the blood of an old god meant that they were forever changed into the Nerubians. So this story is very personal to me and very similar to the story of my own race. After the Well of Eternity and the eternal mess that created, we moved to different parts of Azeroth, becoming more and varied different types of elves. I, of course, am Highborn, and we consider ourselves one of the true forms of magic-bearing elf. Aligned with the story of the Nerubians, we also evolved and transformed, being close to certain sources of magic and other worldly powers. We, thankfully, were not eradicated. Otherwise, we would not be having this discussion today. Sadly, the downfall and the eradication of the Nerubians is an unfortunate sad tale, much like that of the Blue Dragonflight, with a sad story about control, a lusting for power, and misery. The Nerubians were a proud race that considered themselves intelligent, with centres of knowledge, art, and learning. I feel like I could have become good friends with them if I was not so scared of insects. Like the Blue Dragonflight, the majority of the Nerubians were eradicated due to a war. In this case, it was the War of the Spider, where the Lich King killed the race one by one and then raised them as Scourge to kill their own people. One of their last leaders, Anubarak, is considered to be the biggest traitor of them all by those still living, laying the destruction of their kingdoms at their feet. As a race, they believed that they could beat the Lich King and the Scourge, but in reality, they soon realised that this was nothing more than a futile thought. So as we approach this rather grand entrance, this is the entrance to the Old Kingdom. Oh, this takes me back to War of the Ancients again. I knew that we believed that we could beat the Legion, and that we too were overpowered. Those poor spiders. I know I have mentioned about my great dislike of the insects, but my heart hurts for these people. They were only defending their kingdom, and anyone with a home would do the same. Damn you, Arthas. The war began when the Nerubians launched an attack on the newly created Lich King, but at this point in time they were not aware of the necromantic powers that he held, along with his ability to create an infinite army of Scourge soldiers. Whilst this was happening, and in an effort to gain ground that had been lost to the Lich King, the Nerubians dug deeper into the ground, uncovering another powerful enemy. The hostile Faceless Ones attacked the Nerubians with such ferocity that they certainly did not expect. Little is known about the Faceless Ones, other than it is rumoured that they report to an evil power that lays beneath our feet. Rumour is that this power is the Old Gods, possibly even Yogg-Saron. I have never personally met an Old God, but if they are anything like the power I have seen from the Legion, I will be the first to put up my hand and scream for mercy. Caught in the crossfire between these two impossibilities, these insectoids were unfortunately overwhelmed and defeated. As these creatures were raised as the Scourge, the Nerubians became one of the Lich King's most powerful allies in his battle against Northrend, helping to dismantle the vast empire of the Nerubians and using many of their architectural designs for his own structures across Northrend. Standing in front of this incredible doorway, we can see how impressive and grand the Nerubian Empire once was. Just look at the craftsmanship that has gone into the decoration of an entrance. We can only imagine how it looks inside. I cannot get the thought of the spiders out of my head, not to mention all of the other creatures that we may find in there wanting to see us dead. When I used to first come in here, it was not so crawling with spiders. The incredible amount of spiders that are here gives me, if you'll let me be so casual for a moment, the heebie-jeebies. This once grand empire was a place of beauty and intelligence and learning, and it was an absolutely incredible place to come if you wanted to learn anything new. Unfortunately, when there are things crawling all over the place that have green globules coming off them, you know that things are no longer the same. Unfortunately, this old senile mage appears to have gotten herself lost again. Ah, that's what I was looking for. Ugh, Scourge. Most definitely not wanted down here. More Scourge. Get rid of them all. Absolutely dreadful, dreadful creatures. Do nothing but cause my outfits to smell like death. I do not need it. So as we walk up this ramp, we will discover nothing is apparent. I feel like we may have missed something. There should have been somebody there for us to kill, but he is not there. And so now I am confused. Ah, was that it? Aha, there he is. So when we get back up to his platform, we will discover one of the bosses who is somebody I don't like. We can see him here. His name is Prince Tal'Darim. So he is a follower of Kel'Thas, who died during the failed assault during the Lich King and was raised an undeath as a Dark Fallen, which is basically a muted blood elf, because with the thirst of blood and only the thought of death on his mind, I know he's there because I can see him with my own two eyes, but I read about him in one of my many tombs. I believe the book was called Elves to Avoid. Great book, really. Prince Tal'Darim was sent to the Old Kingdom by the Lich King to search for powerful Nerubian artifacts that may be useful to the Scourge in the conquering of Northrend. But let's just dispose of him quickly. These cobwebs are sticking to me. Oh, I feel like I might need to go and take my suit to the dry cleaners in Dalaran after I am done with this. Disgusting, 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 horrible things. I do not like them. Whose great idea was it to send me into a dungeon that has lots of spiders? Let's get rid of you. And so we will now go and face one of the faceless ones themselves. This is the part of the Old Kingdom that I do not like. I do not like things that go bump in the night. I do not like things that sleep under my bed. And this is almost a combination of both of them, as you can see here. So here we have Harold Volage. And here's another one to watch within this dungeon. I mean, you can't miss him because he is the shade of a nightmare and has more tentacles than my hair when I forget to brush it. He is one of the most ancient warriors of all of the faceless ones who has been sent by the old gods to destroy any of the Nerubians, the Scourge, whatever really crosses his path. Basically, somebody woke up the old gods and now they are very, very angry. I, frankly, cannot fault them for this. If somebody did the same thing to me during one of my Saturday morning snoozes, I would treat them in exactly the same way. Hell hath no fury like a skirned frost mage. He talks like me as well when I get up in the morning. And so now we shall leave. Because thankfully we have gotten to the end of the Old Kingdom. And as great and as powerful as the Nerubians were once, and how magnificent their architecture style may be, this place is nothing but a sad, sad home for the Scourge and the unfortunate Nerubians that were turned. And so therefore, we shall leave. So as before, does anybody have any other questions for Talvi? If not, we'll move on to the next area that we need to talk about in this stream. I did see one about tea. What did I see about tea? How do you make your Earl Grey? Very unconventional manner in the sense that I use honey and milk. Because I quite like milk in Earl Grey, so. But if nobody has any Nerubian-based questions for Talvi, then we shall move on. It appears that Talvi has mail again. We best check the mail. It is apparent that Katie is currently out of action, so we may need to go and find a mailbox. Is that okay with you, Talvi? I guess. Where are we going, Talvi? Ah, you're taking us to Star's Rest. Yes, there will definitely be a mailbox there. It's just a matter of finding one. Aha, I spot one. Oh dear. Hello, Magic Lady. Me, Uktuk. Me, Ogre from Feralus. Remember Uktuk? Uktuk brother, Uktuk, stuck under tree. Nice Magic Lady help Uktuk before. Uktuk ask Magic Lady help Uktuk. Will eat nice boar together if help. Uktuk. Sigh. Why is it always me that I get called for these ridiculous things? You help one ogre, and then all of a sudden you're helping all their brothers and sisters at the same time. I suppose I should probably go. So this is see you later. Let me go and do this job. And I shall be back in a short while. Where do I need to go? I need to go to Feralus. So let's us go to Dionysus. And then I should be able to get from there. Unfortunately, Talvi's had to go again. So I guess we let her to go. That maid, she's always important and always off on her travels. I hope she'll be back again soon. I suppose this is another good time for a quick break. So once again, please join me and feel free to step away from your screens and stretch your legs. We'll be back again in a few minutes, so join us after the break. And we'll be heading to the intriguing lands of Zuldrak. At least, it should be a bit warmer there for Talvi. We'll see you in a few minutes.
The Starship World of Warcraft community is proudly supported by Blizzard Entertainment, Raider.io, Zygor Guides, Gamer Advantage, Glitch Energy, Streamlabs, and is proud to support our partnered charity, Safe in Our World.
If you like Mythic Plus, you'll love Raider.io's two newest features, the Auto Route Creator and the Mythic Plus Replay System. both available for free to everyone right now. Try out the Auto Route Creator to generate your own routes from any live-tracked key on the leaderboards, or test your team's mettle against pros, guildies, your friends, or your own personal bests by starting a replay alongside your real-time run with the Mythic Plus replay system. Get your hands on both features for free right now on our website and let us know what you think. Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
Power level your characters, make lots of gold, and accomplish more in World of Warcraft with Zygor Guides. Our guides are unique in that they use a custom guide viewer add-on to display things right inside the game. Every guide is presented in an easy-to-follow, step-by-step format that tells you exactly where to go, who to talk to, which quests to accept, how to complete quest objectives, and more, all in the most efficient manner to get more done in less time. Since the guides are in-game, they can dynamically detect your progress, update in real time, and automatically skip forward as you complete steps. Finding your way around couldn't be easier thanks to our custom waypoint arrow that works like an in-game GPS, generating the fastest directions to your next location, factoring in every method of travel including flight paths, items, portals, and more. You'll no longer find yourself wondering where to go or what to do next ever again. The guides also include numerous additional features to speed things up even more, like auto-accepting and turning in quests, highlighting the best quest rewards, notifying you when you have new gear upgrades, pointing where you need to fly to on your map, auto-selling gray items, and more. We offer guides for virtually every aspect of the game, including leveling, dungeons, dailies, professions, collectibles, and achievements. Discover all the latest content with our new Featured section, which showcases all the new guides added in every patch and expansion with detailed explanations on how it all works. Or search our entire collection to find a guide for almost anything you want to do. All of our guides have been fully updated for Dragonflight, and new content is being added all the time. Sign up for Zygor Elite and gain instant access to our full suite of guides for both retail and classic WoW for one low monthly fee. As part of Zygor Elite, you'll receive ongoing weekly updates for new patches, future expansions, and seasonal events, as well as general fixes and improvements to make sure all content stays current and well optimized for any changes Blizzard makes. Take your gaming to the next level with Zygor Guides.
Who took the bomb?
See you later.
My visions are not the same as the others. No radiance, no song. Just the shadow taunting me from below. fate of our world rests upon the edge of a knife. And our battle lies deep within.
The new year has come and gone, and what a great year it's been for Raider.io. Now is the perfect time to stop, reflect, and appreciate what we accomplished in 2023. I got the tool for you then. Introducing Raider.io's Auto Route Creator. Simply choose a replay and start to watch how your run differs in real time. The Great Push is back!
Now, Bellblade. This is a very common habit Demon Hunter does. You're walking away from the boss.
I'm Ace Eric with Raider.io, and I'm here to bring you the key points and updates, of the last 24 hours of the Avarice, the Shadow, Crucible, Race to World First.
46 cents to support Make-A-Wish International.
The time has come yet again.
That makes this matchup so difficult for Zico is not the so tanky as King.
There we go! Just like that, the final key is complete.
Тому що потім треба буде повертатися всією командою в кімнату.
Also, controversial opinion. Does ketchup go on steak?
I can't really blame the Beavers too much. If that's like their fault.
We're gonna do a streamathon again. We probably better get ready for it.
Big damage. He just fully switched into his regular.
I couldn't really see him, but it seemed like I did.
In the bottom right corner, this is something to show the chat. Let's see.
Want to make sure that we're providing the best experience we can.
Of adding a new specialty type server to Classic. Tip for your next Galacron's Fall run. Do a quick breakdown on some of the most commonly misunderstood trash in Galacron's Fall.
Hello, and welcome back. I do hope that you're enjoying finding out more about the dungeons involved in this season's Race to World Worst. If you've stumbled across this stream and you're wondering what the heck is happening, this is part of a week-long feature on Raider.io, and this evening you're watching something a little different that may or may not be your cup of tea. Talking of which, yes, I have refreshed my Earl Grey. We are Starship, a World of Warcraft community within the EU realms, and we love to raid, we love to run mythic pluses, and complete everything in between, even stuff like this. I understand that some people may just want to watch us smack stuff over the head, and I can't hold that against you. You're free to make your own likes and dislikes. But we're here today with my in-game companion Talvi, a highborn mage originally from Darnassus, who's telling us all about the dungeons that you'll see tomorrow in the Starship Race to World Worst contest. 4 teams will battle it out to be the winner. Who do you think it will be? But firstly, let's get back to Talvi, who should have returned from her travels again. This time, we'll be in Zuldrak and looking at the Gundrak dungeon. Talvi, there you are. You disappeared at such speed, I thought that there was an emergency. Nice sunglasses, by the way. I'm amused at the outfit. Is it a lot warmer there than it was in Dragonblight? Indeed it is. If the sun was out, I think I may be positively sunburnt. But yes, I am back. Let us hope that I do not get called away again for such trivial matters in Dalaran or wherever the heck it may be. Maybe I should try changing my name. That may stop people sending me mail to scratch their cat or mix their potions. Humph. So where are we again? Oh goodness, that smell. How on earth could I ever forget it? Yes, I recall now. We're in Gundrak. The land of trolls, voodoo and constant darkness. How on earth it can be dark, warm and smelly, I have no idea. I feel like I am in the Northrend version of a goblin's underpants. Gundrak is part of the sprawling metropolis that is Zuldrak, once being the hub of activity, the beating heart if you will. With its now unfortunate ruins, this once great place was impressive and can be seen from the size and scale of the buildings. Something about troll architecture stirs something deep and primal inside of me. I imagine it's the troll heritage that we have throughout our race. I long to sit and stare at many of the mosaics that they have, the grand statues to lowers such as snakes and rhinos. The imagination and the creativity that is put into it all never fails to amaze me. The trolls grew and flourished for many years around the Well of Eternity. They were a group of savage hunter-gatherers, and they enjoyed a peaceful and bountiful life for the most part. They flourished greatly in the jungles of Azeroth due to their powerful physiques and superior agility. This made it very hard to defeat them in battle, and even with some stories about them being able to regenerate limbs once severed. I remember hearing this as a child, being read the tale from one of the many books by my papa. It even sounds far-fetched even now, but we understand that as a race living next to the Well of Eternity, This is certainly possible. If we as night elves could be immortal, then why not could trolls not have the ability to regrow arms and legs? The most powerful tribe of the trolls were referred to as the Zandalar. They claimed all of the tallest plateaus, claiming them to be sacred ground. Throughout time, they created small clusters of temples and crude shrines to their lowers. This eventually grew into a bustling city known as Zuldazar. Over time, many tribes rose to the challenge the Zuldazar, the main three being the Amani, the Gurubashi, and the Drakari. They were informed as tribes that they can do as they please, but as they soon discovered, war was hard and resettling was a much better option. Other than a strange black mound at the base of the Zandalar mountain, they were forbidden to touch this. But like small children tend to do, they of course touched the black mound. It was discovered that this mound was actually the blood of an old god called Kithix, who looked upon troll society with contempt, as they saw it as inferior to eons past. I don't need to tell you that angering an old god is a bad idea now. Or do I? I once went to Zuldazar and I am telling you, I needed to wear sunglasses, even stronger than the ones I'm wearing here. How much gold do they need to build a city? I have a good friend Brunsisa who lives there. She is my only Zandalari and troll friend. So much of this history is thanks to her and her vast family history. Us elves do not really learn about troll history, even though we really should, as it is also part of ours. But I digress. Where were we? Ah, yes. Suspicious black mounds and why they should never be touched. Kithix realised that it would be very favourable to the old gods to watch this newly found troll civilization reduced to dust, and set out finding an army. It soon realised that it could influence the Akia, who we've learned about recently, who were a formidable foe for the trolls, and many on both sides were lost in this war. This, in the great Dustry history books, is referred to as the Akia War. I remember reading something about it briefly when I was in the Great Library in Karazhan. It fell off the bookcase and landed on my head. I am not sure why that happened. Magic, possibly. And I thought it rude not to at least read a book that had launched itself at my head. But back to the Akia. This old elf is getting a bit tired. I felt like I needed to just have a sit. But I'm okay now. The trolls were a formidable enemy for the Akia, and they could beat them handily, ripping their forces to shred. The Akia were forced to retreat before they could mount a proper attack upon the troll forces. Having defeated the insectoid race, the trolls knew that if they were to leave it unchecked, it would once again become unmanageable. The Zandalari decided that the more power-hungry groups amongst them would be the ones to guard Azeroth. This led the Amani, the Drakari, and the Gurubashi to travel to each direction of the compass. This then led to the protection and safety from the dangers that the Akia could bring. So it can be said that the Drakari are the loyal troll protectors of the north, and they are deeply proud of this. But without war to bind the tribes together, it is seen that they are very insular and separate. This creates a power vacuum within the troll empires, and the Zandalar having the most influence over the rest of the troll societies. It appears that somebody has come to dance with me. Okay. Across the city of Zordrak, we see altars dot across the landscape like scattered snake flakes of snow. These many altars are where the Drakari once worshipped their lower. Upon the Scourge invasions of the area, the Drakari attempted to force their lower into giving them more power. How they did this, I am not sure. How do you force a lower? Are they an invisible being? As is painfully obvious, I am not a troll, so I am somewhat clueless in the matter. I believe it is hinted that they did so through blood sacrifice, so I have presumed that they were a tangible living thing after all. Sacrificing your own gods, though? Dear me! I am just in shock thinking about it. The altars of Saratus, Runak, Mamtoth, Quelslun, and Harkoa are dedicated to a different animal lower, and each one was sacrificed by the Drakari, other than Harkoa, who managed to escape such brutality. She was saved by Witch Doctor Khufu, and together they attempted to save the other lower, but they were too late. The Great Mosaic Circle before the Steps of Gundrak, which, if we look over here, we can actually see. Is where the great twisted Drakari prophet Guldara slayed the last of the lower, the Rhino Akali, who's actually represented here. Before the animal could be freed, the prophet drank his blood and usurped his power. Oh, dear me, this cold. I am not suited to this weather at all. I'm not entirely sure what this weather is. It feels warm, it feels cold. I feel like I may be sick at any moment. Besides ghosts and Scourge inside Gundrak, we will find other creatures such as maddened Drakari prophets, plenty of snakes, underwater gremlin type creatures, and magic golems. Shall we go in and have a look? I mean, we've just walked in, and already we can see random piles of skulls. Now, I don't know about you, but if you walked into somebody's house and saw piles of skulls on the floor, it doesn't give the best idea, does it, about what you're about to find? Yep. Yeah. Oh. Stupid thing. Come on. There it is. So here we find the Drakari. Unfortunately, these are not our friends. do apologise for all the coughing and spluttering. I must go and see a doctor when I am back in Dalaran. But here we have Drakari golems. Now I am sure you're thinking, how does a stone statue have its own life? Well, we come to now something called the Drakari Colossus. The Drakari Colossus is a creation of the Drakari, where they have fused their mojo and their twisted magic into a stone statue, creating a very deadly stone guardian that has their own agenda. It is seriously advised that you are very careful around him. Go. Now he is gone as well. I feel like we might have missed something. Sladran. Ah, yes. I do know. I mean, we talk about piles of skulls. We're standing literally here on mountains of bones. It honestly doesn't give me the greatest of ideas about this place. I mean, ugh. I am so glad to walk off those. Ugh. I mean, I didn't even really want to touch them with my feet. Like, would you want to walk on a big pile of bones? Because I certainly wouldn't. Ugh. I've got to go across these again. Absolutely dreadful. Just the thought of I am effectively walking on the bodies of thousands of trolls. And it's vile, to say the least. But yes, as we have here, we have the great prophet Galdara, who we've already mentioned, killed the Lowers and drank their blood so he could usurp their power and make himself even more powerful. Therefore, we need to kill him. Oh. Ah, there. And now, thankfully, we are done with Gundrak. And hopefully, I will never have to come here as long as I live, because this place is starting to make my skin crawl. And I don't want to be here. So Talvi, can we leave? I don't know if you've seen Talvi, but you've actually got mail. Oh, I do? Ah. I wonder if we can bring Katie back. No, unfortunately Katie is still out of action. Therefore, we will have to go and find another mailbox. Ah, I missed one. There's one over there. I think. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't think there is one over there. So we'll fly down. We're going to go down to Zimtorga, I believe. Yes, that's where we're going. Oh, okay. Well, that's where we'll go then. I apologise for this, ladies and gentlemen. Talvi clearly feels that it's very important that she reads her mail, even though she knows that it's going to be somebody that takes her away to do something trivial again. But if we don't do it, then I guess she'll never know. I mean, certainly isn't going to be a case, is it, that she's won the Azeroth lottery? How do you know I haven't won the lottery? Do you play? No, I do not. I have no need for such trivial matters. No, I didn't think so. Why are we walking round in a circle, Talvi? I'm looking for a post box. Oh. I wonder if there is one. Oh. We may be out of our luck. We may not have one. Unless it is disguised as something else. I don't believe it is. No, I don't believe there is one here. We may need to fly down to the urgent stand. Really? Yes. You may need to get back on your mount and keep flying. Don't argue with me. Aha! I have spotted one. rather rudimentary idea of a mailbox, but I guess we shall use it. Come quickly. What's this about? I'm afraid I have to ask for your help. The gnomish bakeries of Ironforge are competing to make the sweetest pie, and it's all gone a bit awry. Nobody agrees on a winner. So after many test samples, the judges and the competitors are all frustrated and fueled by unreasonable amounts of sugar. Please, we need an impartial judge, and I think that you are the only one everyone will respect. And should worst come to worst, I suspect a mass sleep spell will calm the tempers of everybody involved. Okay. I guess we're going to Ironforge then. What? You're going where, Telvi? Did you not hear me, woman? Clean your ears out. I said Ironforge. Okay. I will let you go to Ironforge as long as you promise to come back. I may. You'll find out, I guess. So, unfortunately, as you can see, Talvi's had to leave us again. So I guess she'll be back soon. And when we come back, we'll be in Howling Fjord. And since she needed to take a break, I think that we should too. So please go stretch your legs, grab some more tea, and hug your pets, because after that creepy lore update, I think we all need a little something soft and fluffy in our lives. See you in a bit.
The Starship World of Warcraft community is proudly supported by Blizzard Entertainment, Raider.io, Zygor Guides, Gamer Advantage, Glitch Energy, Streamlabs, and is proud to support our partnered charity, Safe in Our World.
If you like Mythic Plus, you'll love Raider.io's two newest features, the Auto Route Creator and the Mythic Plus Replay System, both available for free to everyone right now. Try out the Auto Route Creator to generate your own routes from any live-tracked key on the leaderboards, or test your team's mettle against pros, guildies, your friends, or your own personal bests by starting a replay alongside your real-time run with the Mythic Plus Replay System. Get your hands on both features for free right now on our website and let us know what you think. Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
Power level your characters, make lots of gold, and accomplish more in World of Warcraft with Zygor Guides. Our guides are unique in that they use a custom guide viewer add-on to display things right inside the game. Every guide is presented in an easy-to-follow, step-by-step format that tells you exactly where to go, who to talk to, which quests to accept, how to complete quest objectives, and more, all in the most efficient manner to get more done in less time. Since the guides are in-game, they can dynamically detect your progress, update in real time, and automatically skip forward as you complete steps. Finding your way around couldn't be easier thanks to our custom waypoint arrow that works like an in-game GPS, generating the fastest directions to your next location, factoring in every method of travel including flight paths, items, portals, and more. You'll no longer find yourself wondering where to go or what to do next ever again. The guides also include numerous additional features to speed things up even more, like auto-accepting and turning in quests, highlighting the best quest rewards, notifying you when you have new gear upgrades, pointing where you need to fly to on your map, auto-selling gray items, and more. We offer guides for virtually every aspect of the game, including leveling, dungeons, dailies, professions, collectibles, and achievements. Discover all the latest content with our new Featured section, which showcases all the new guides added in every patch and expansion with detailed explanations on how it all works. Or search our entire collection to find a guide for almost anything you want to do. All of our guides have been fully updated for Dragonflight, and new content is being added all the time. Sign up for Zygor Elite and gain instant access to our full suite of guides for both retail and classic WoW for one low monthly fee. As part of Zygor Elite, you'll receive ongoing weekly updates for new patches, future expansions, and seasonal events, as well as general fixes and improvements to make sure all content stays current and well optimized for any changes Blizzard makes. Take your gaming to the next level with Zygor Guides.
Who took the bomb?
See you later.
My visions are not the same as the others. No radiance, no song. Just the shadow taunting me from below. The fate of our world rests upon the edge of a knife. And our battle lies deep within.
The new year has come and gone, and what a great year it's been for Raider.io. Now is the perfect time to stop, reflect, and appreciate what we accomplished in 2023. I got the tool for you then. Introducing Raider.io's Auto Route Creator. Simply choose a replay and start to watch how your run differs in real time. The Great Push is back! For the
Now, Bellblade. This is a very common habit Demon Hunter thing. You're walking away from the boss.
I'm Ace Eric with Raider IO, and I'm here to bring you the key points and updates. The key points and updates of the last 24 hours of the Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible Race to World First.
46 cents to support Make-A-Wish
Hello. I hope you're all well. Did you enjoy your break? I'm glad that you're back after that last section. I do apologise if I gave you any bad dreams tonight. This last section is centred around Howling Fjord, Utgard Keep to be precise. This is a land populated by the Vrykul, a race that is half giant and half Titan forged. Unfortunately, like the rest of the Northrend races that we've seen, they've also been destroyed by the Scourge. I'll allow Telvi to tell you the rest though. Shall we see if Telvi is back now? Ah, hello Telvi. There you are. Another outfit change. Yes, I felt after spending longer than necessary in Zuldrak than I would have liked, I decided to burn the clothes just to get the dread feeling off of myself. I am still not feeling myself, but maybe I just need an early night. So the sooner that we can get out of Northrend and I can get back to Suramar, the better. Utgard Keep is a Vrykul citadel situated in the Howling Fjord area of Northrend, sitting high above the harbour and watching those that invade their shores. One can see as to why it was designed this way. I feel like if a lot of the races we have discussed tonight had the same thought, I believe some of the races may have fared a little better. After all, it is very hard for your enemy to get to you if you know that they are coming. Utgard Keep and Wormskull village below it are the home to the Dragonflayer clan, the ruling body essentially of the Vrykul. Who are the Vrykul exactly? As previously mentioned, they were descended from the Titan-forged Iron Vrykul that were associated with the Curse of Flesh and are the progenitors of the human race, who alone were born as Vrykul children that were weak and deformed. When the Curse of Flesh started turning his metal people to flesh and blood, he proceeded to blame the Titans. In his mind, the only way to solve this was to purge the weakness from his people by mass slaughter. What on earth is it about leaders killing their people on this continent? I can certainly see a pattern happening here. If this vile method of cold-blooded murder did not work, then his people somehow managed to survive the ritualized slaughter. King Ymron then proceeded to put them into a magical sleep, to be awakened much later when he needed them. I'm calm. During the destruction of the Lich King, I'm sorry, I'm reading my book wrong. Across the continent of Northrend, King Ymron was their leader. He was a tall, fearsome, brutish creature who would terrify his victims just by looking at them. Ymron had long been their leader, even back as far as the Sundering, so naturally he was not going to give up his post lightly. Between himself and his wife, Queen Angerboda, one by one they awakened those that they had put into a magical sleep, and together they decided that the Lich King was some kind of death god connected to the underworld. Therefore, they decided that he would be a good chap to follow. King Yimeron and Queen Angerboda, together with their loyal subjects, became a further swell to the Lich King's armed forces, being an impenetrable force around the Howling Fjord area and guarding Utgard Keep and its many riches from those who wished to plunder them. Between themselves and the rest of the Scourge forces, it was apparent that they did quite well. You'll have to excuse me. I just need to cough again. I really do need to see a doctor when I get back to Dalaran. Ah, that's better. I can talk properly. So upon the arrival of the Scourge in Northrend and the awakenings of the Vrykul, they discovered that a local group of pirates called the North Sea Freebooters were very interested in any artifacts that they could lay their hands on. Unfortunately, this meant that they were also disturbing Vrykul burial grounds and angering the spirits found there. These cursed souls were called in from the sea to raid the coasts and take the souls to their mistresses, Helya. Pirates? Now I've heard it all. The interesting alliance held between the Vrykul and the Scourge was as it is in Najol Narub. The Lich King felt that he needed some kind of ambassador for the Scourge, and therefore he sent over Prince Kellesuth. Who we will see in a short moment ourselves.
Too far away.
So as you can see him here, we've seen this kind of person before. Raised as a dark fallen elf, tall, pasty, and looks like they haven't slept for about 100 years. He is also related to Prince Taldaram, who we've already mentioned this evening. And like him, he had a thirst for blood and a need to remove the substance from anyone who may cross his path. Nasty fellow, and not someone I would like to come across. I see far too many unsavoury types in the Dalaran sewers. I do not need any more in my life. He supposedly drops a rather incredible dagger for mages like myself. Interesting. Not for me today. But as we can see here, we've got a mix of Vrykul and Scourge, and this is to be expected. How dare they keep stunning me? This is just entirely rude. rid of them. And him. But again, you can see here we've got both Vrykul and Scourge. This is a very unique dungeon in the fact that we have a mix of two very different races. So as we come up here, we will be approaching Ingvard the Plunderer. So Ingvard the Plunderer helped King Yimmerun as one of his henchmen to kill him. To aid him in the destruction and the takeover of Howling Fjord and Utgard Keep. He is effectively the last boss of Utgard Keep. But the interesting thing about Ingvard the Plunderer is that it is stated that he wanted to die, but when he died, he wanted to be raised as Scourge, which is why there is two phases to this fight. And now he's dead. So now the Valkyr comes along, and she raises him. And now he's been raised as Scourge. And so now we kill him again. And that was his dying wish, that he wanted to die and be raised as Scourge. I mean, if that is the thing that floats your boat, then who am I to argue this? So Talvi, where are we going? I'm not sure. Do we have anywhere else to go? No, I don't believe we do. Ah, do you have any other interesting tidbits about Utgard Keep at all? Unfortunately, no, as my tomes are somewhat bare with their history. I presume it is due to the understanding that the humans do not wish to talk about their heritage with such a fearsome race, and the majority of the Vrykul all stumble around as giant Scourge zombies. Does anybody else have any questions for Talvi today that she might be able to answer for you? And if not, then I guess then this is it. Okay. Well, if that's that, then I should take my leave back to Suramar. If that is okay with you. That's fine with me if you wish to leave. I'm not holding you hostage. Okay then. Then I'm going to take my leave back to Suramar, where my cat awaits me. And I believe I may even put on a pot of tea when I get home. I believe it is the cat's dinner anyway, and I must feed her. So, toodaloo all. Okay, Talvi. Toodaloo, as you said. So that is that. So I guess that I hope you enjoyed this evening with myself and my co-host Helvey. We hope to hold more events like this in the future, and I hope that you can join us again. If you really enjoy the in-game lore, I fully support you to read the quests, undertake skills like archaeology, to which there are both Nerubian and Vrykul artifacts to find, and also to read the many books available outside of the game. Most of the evening's research was completed via the World of Warcraft Chronicle series and also the Exploring Azeroth Northrend book. Other books that may have lesser knowledge are ones based around Northrend, such as Arthas. Just as a heads up, please remember you'll be seeing these dungeons again tomorrow night during our main event, the Race to World Worst. And you'll find us here on twitch.tv/Starship_EU. So please come back and check us out. We'll love to see you tomorrow. And so many thanks for those of you who have stuck around tonight, and we've really appreciated you being here. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
The Starship World of Warcraft community is proudly supported